Hey, Revolution, everybody. This is Brother Leonard, the Truth Seeker. I'm coming to you with a few minutes of truth. Old school this time. Got kind of busy. I'm going to be kind of busy for the next few days, so no live stream. But what's going on in my city? As many of you know, I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And last week we had a pastor who decided that he wanted to stunt and floss his Bentley in front of a congregation in the poorest community in the city. And this week, we got a pastor who decides that it's okay to hang out in cars with naked men bound with nylon rope. More specifically, what is it with our pastors in Homestead? Not too long ago, there was a pastor in Homestead who faced very similar charges for the first time of being found in a vehicle that was in a very compromising circumstance as well. But come to find out a few years later that he would be molesting children, and now he sits behind bars. But we have this pastor. His name is, let me bring him up, George Gregory. Now, Mr. Gregory is a pastor of a church called the Waterfront Community Church. It's one of these small churches that meets in the I think they still meet at the VFW or the fire hall down in Homestead. And, and what happened was he was pulled up and took his car to a, not a secluded area, but a residential area, parked the car, and one of the neighbors was kind of disturbed that there was two men in a car, one being naked in front of his daughter's window. So of course, at that moment, you call the police. Now, at the time, Duty Bop, Mr. Gregory said that, there's nothing wrong going on here. There's nothing going on here. This is something that, we were just playing. First of all, you're a 61-year-old man, Gregory. You don't play. And if you do play, you don't play with a naked man tied up in with nylon rope. That's not the type of playing that you're supposed to be doing as a pastor. Now that the heat is on him, now he changes his story on camera, and I'm going to play for you the interview after this. He plays his story as if they were doing drug counseling and things got a little weird. Now, I'm not buying that. And of course, I don't think most of us are buying that at all, But here's the situation and here's the problem. If you want to be gay, go ahead, do you. Just do you. But don't sit up here trying to justify yourself as a pastor doing all this other stuff when you know that you like stuff like this. It's all right. I'm just saying. You go ahead and do you, but don't take people with you. Now, here's the problem that is going on in these situations. Again, I've said this on my social media this week, and I said it today, it's about the lack of accountability that is in our churches today. Because we do not hold each other accountable. And when I mean each other, I mean the people holding leadership accountable. Because accountability is a one-way street here. Accountability only comes from the top down. Eventually, there is somebody that's going to be at the absolute top that is going to be unaccountable to somebody, unaccountable to anybody from this system. That is actually written in the Catholic Church. Once a man becomes pope, they are actually viewed as, and has been written as, being infallible, meaning that they cannot err. And yet you want to sit up here and tell me that they are accountable to no one. All right, get that off my chest for a second. Now, Mr. Gregory, he was charged with let me get the exact charges real quick. Trying to figure out where they posted the exact charges. He didn't go to jail for this. He just basically received a citation, but the charges are lewdness and indecent exposure. Okay, it's just something about pastors just doing things that they do now. Now pastors sit up there in parked cars with other men naked, tied up with nylon rope, and they want us to believe that. Oh well.
And we are working breaking news tonight. A local preacher in trouble with the law, charged with committing lewd acts in public view. It's a story you'll see only on KDKA. Amy Wattis talked with that preacher tonight. She joins us now with the latest on that. Amy.
Well, good evening, Paul. That pastor is accused of engaging in that alleged behavior late last night. In fact, police say someone in the neighborhood spotted the alleged incident going on right outside of his daughter's window, and even saw another man get out of the car without any clothes on.
If you set your mind on wrong things, you're going to think about wrong things.
This is video of George Gregory, the preacher at Waterfront Christian Community Church in West Homestead.
I have nothing to hide. I did nothing wrong.
According to a criminal complaint, police say they found Gregory and another man in a car on Beachland Street, a public street with several homes in plain view. Inside, police say they spotted a man in the front seat, completely naked and bound with nylon rope. Police say Gregory was in the back seat. When police asked him what was going on, they say he told them, quote, "We were just playing." Gregory says police have it all wrong.
I was counseling a young man with a drug problem, okay? And it did turn strange, but it wasn't my doing, okay?